Welcome to Explore the SRV with Laura Good, your gateway to discovering the beauty, culture, and charm of Pennsylvania's Susquehanna River Valley. From rolling farmlands and historic towns to vibrant local businesses and outdoor adventures, the SRV is an amazing place to live, work, and play. Each episode, we'll dive into the people, places, and stories that make this region so special. Explore the SRV with Laura Good is brought to you by the Susquehanna River Valley Visitors Bureau, your guide to experiencing all that the Susquehanna River Valley has to offer. And we're off and running. It's so exciting! Explore the Susquehanna River Valley, our very first episode, and the staff of the Visitors Bureau is in what I'm going to call the podcasting suite. It's very exciting. Laura Good here, Elysburg native, really excited to start this brand new podcast that the Visitors Bureau was like, hey, we need to talk about all of the awesome things that are in our area. So we have Amy, Sharon, Sue, and Aaron here. How's it going?
Great.
Yeah, ready to do this.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and we'll just go around the table. Sue, why don't we start with you? And we can just introduce ourselves, say hi to listeners who are joining us from hopefully all over the world. Go big or go home, right?
Hi, Susquehanna River Valley. My name is Sue Kratzer, and I am a lifelong resident of Mifflinburg.
Welcome. Thank you.
My name's Erin, and I grew up in Pennsylvania, loved living here. And I moved to California actually for 8 years. And I actually moved back a few years ago because the Susquehanna River Valley is such a great place to live and work and play.
Erin, I didn't know you lived in California.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
8
Okay.
years.
We might have to come back to that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a lifelong local. This is Sharon, and I love it. I actually was raised in Lewisburg and went to Bucknell. I met my husband there. He's also a local graduate, and we moved away for like 5 years, but only like half an hour down the road. So still in the Susquehanna River Valley, and then we settled down having kids, and we've worked and lived and played in the valley ever since. And I highly recommend it.
That's why we're here, to get everyone to come here. Miss Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy. I grew up in the Susquehanna Valley, Milton and Watsontown, and my husband and I actually wandered off west as well, and we're gone almost a decade. We lived in Portland, Oregon, and we've been back about 4 years. We returned because it's a great place to raise a family.
I think that's a great transition, Amy, into what. So you did move away for a time. What kind of prompted you to move away, and then what brought you back to the Susquehanna River Valley?
We wanted to explore. We'd always loved to travel, but we wanted a reason to be away longer, and we found a beautiful area that reminded us of here, actually: mountains, trees, water. And a great community, small towns that we loved, and a city that didn't feel like a big city like New York, Philly. And so it was also a natural transition, though, to come back with our children where our family is and introduce them to the things that we loved here growing up.
That seems similar to you, Erin. It sounds like you moved to California, but then came back because of family.
Partly because of family, partly because central Pennsylvania is just an amazing place to live. It really is beautiful, and we have all 4 seasons here, which is great. I loved living in California, very consistent weather-wise throughout the year, so I really appreciate, like, we're getting ready to move into the fall season, and I'm super excited. I love all things fall. I love that, like, winter season, that transition to spring, so I mean, there's a lot of different things that, like, brought us back to this area, but it really is just a really beautiful area. A lot of small town charm. You know, you can explore downtown and then you can be like hiking in the mountains within like 5 minutes. So it's kind of like a win-win.
The other thing I like to remind people, it's so funny because when you talk about our area, so the Susquehanna River Valley Visitors Bureau, it focuses on Northumberland, Union, and Snyder counties here in central Pennsylvania. But I remind folks that we're within 3 hours of almost every major city on the East Coast. So if you are a city person, living here not only is less expensive, but it is more accessible to all of these different things like hiking, fishing, biking, wonderful local amusement resorts, which we'll get into, right? When we talk about our favorite things here in the Susquehanna River Valley. But the prime example is literally on a random Tuesday, I by chance won tickets to see a play in New York City. It was a lottery. And I called my friend who lives in Jersey and I was like, can you hop on the train late this afternoon? And he said, sure. And I worked, bopped in my car, and at 6 p.m. was walking through the village in New York City, had dinner and saw a show, and then drove myself home. I don't do that all the time, but I mean, it's possible, right? So our area is pretty awesome for where it's located.
And I will say you went from here to there. You went from rural to city. We have friends and family who pop in from Pittsburgh, Philly, Washington, D.C. They're here by mid-morning, and we have a great day in the Susquehanna River Valley, and then they can head home to the city, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them to get out of the city and out to do stuff with us.
No, it's funny. I have cousins who live on the Upper East Side, and one of their favorite things to do is kind of like hop on, the Martz bus and bop to the area for the weekend. They don't have a car because they live in the city. There's no reason. But then they get that dose of nature, and then, Monday morning they head on back. So the Visitors Bureau, I want to shift a little bit because we're all native Central Pennsylvanians. Most of us have lived here the majority of our adult lives. Some moved away, some came back. I myself moved away. I lived in Syracuse, New York for 6 years, came back. I lived in DC for a year. But working for the Visitors Bureau means that you know this area inside and out. Right? But first, what is the Visitors Bureau? Because a lot of people will associate a Visitors Bureau with like the brochure that you pick up on the turnpike as you're driving somewhere, or like the weird random building that you're like, oh, I think there's a Visitors Bureau over there. Maybe we should stop and grab some brochures, right? That's what people kind of think. So let's talk about what is the Susquehanna River Valley Visitors Bureau, because it's a location, but it's so much more.
It's so much more. It's not just the building. It's not just the brochures. It's the people who are in the building and the people who come into the building. So I guess I look at it as we are here to tell everybody all the wonderful things there are to do in the region. All our members, whether they're wineries, breweries, restaurants, attractions, outdoor recreation, there's so much to do here. And we just love helping people find what they love about the area.
So now, Sharon and Sue, is that what drew you into this type of work? Like, what are you passionate about? Because you're kind of the face of the Visitors Bureau, Miss Sue.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I so much enjoy working with one-on-one with the public. It's a fun thing to do, planning trips, making people happy.
And we are we're a DMO, so it's like a destination marketing organization. So we are trying to let people all over the globe know how amazing the Susquehanna River Valley is. So we do that through a number of different ways, like Sharon and Sue had just talked about. But it is kind of cool. It's like we are a destination to come have fun, and so we get to let our local neighbors know all the fun things you can do here regionally. And then also, people from surrounding cities, surrounding states, throughout the nation. We see tourists come from Canada or Europe, or, we had a crew come from Germany, crew come from Australia. So it's really cool to see how different people find their way here and get to kind of explore and adventure through our river valley.
Amy, you are now, you're one of the newest members of the team here at the Visitors Bureau. What drew you to this organization and this kind of work?
Well, actually, funny you should ask, because about 2 years ago, when I was just starting to think about transitioning from being like home with my children to coming back to the workforce and what that would look like, I actually wandered into the Visitors Bureau, and it was in its previous location because I kept passing it thinking, man, that seems like it would be fun, making connections for people, trying to guide people to the, great organizations and events and businesses that are here. It just sounded like fun, and I wandered in, and the timing wasn't quite right at that time, but it just seemed like a really worthwhile endeavor to make connections between the people here and people who would be visiting.
You all sound so passionate about all this. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was the person that Amy talked to when she came in. I think she
That's
just
great.
moved back from Oregon, and I was telling her all the things she could do with her kids, because I raised all my kids here, so I had a lot of fun, and I just love to share that fun. So that was a really cool connection. I think it was 2 years later, 3 years later.
Yeah, I think it was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I saw that there was a part-time job available, and I
Yep.
was like,
Ooh,
check it
perfect.
out.
Yeah. And she came in and she had to remind me that we had met. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that was a great conversation. And we've welcomed her to our organization.
That's fantastic. So making recommendations sounds like it's sort of not only intrinsic to who you are as people, but it's absolutely what this organization does. So I'm going to put you all on the spot a little bit. What is a hidden gem here in the Susquehanna River Valley that you think more people need to discover? Because we have sort of, I think, in Northumberland, Union, and Snyder counties, we kind of have our core things that we're aware of, right? So Bucknell University in Union County, Susquehanna University in Snyder County, and then in Northumberland County, there isn't a university presence, but it's just outside of a university footprint. So there's Knoebels, of course, and then the Anthracite Outdoor Recreation Area, the AOAA. So, and there's Coleridge and Heritage there, but a hidden gem, and this is where I want to learn from you guys a little bit. I'm so interested to hear what you have to say. What do you think more people need to discover? Want to go first, Amy?
Okay, sure. There are so many amazing things, and something that I think is a hidden gem is sort of like an area. And I'm gonna say like the Watsontown Warrior Run area. It doesn't always come up, but they have great things historically, like Heritage Days coming up in October that people have been going to for like 35 years. The Watsontown Historical Museum that just opened recently, Blooming Meadows Farm, the Dewart Country Store. Like if you love places like Davies or any of the little markets or the farmers market, like you'd love Dewart Country Store. And it's right along the river, and you've got the beautiful river views and a beautiful green space and a lot of great events there. And it's a small town, but I think, up at the top, it is a hidden gem.
Cool. All right. So Watsontown, if you're listening, take notes. Write it down. Watsontown Historical Society, the museum. I actually saw that pop up on Facebook for the first time recently. Have never been there.
It's
Might
amazing.
need to take a trip. I've heard good things.
They did a great job.
Yeah. All right,
I
Miss
would
Sharon.
say art. You went to New York City to see a show. You can find shows here in so many of our communities, local community theaters that are doing such high quality work. We have the universities, Bucknell's Weiss Center for the Performing Arts. Susquehanna brings in great shows. We have the Weiss, the Williamsport area. What is that one called? Help me out here, girls.
The community center?
The community center.
Community Arts Center?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
And the Weiss Center for Performing.
Yeah, and there's just so many good shows here, and then there's also so many art museums and galleries and businesses that have local artists. We have so many creative, amazing local artists, and actually,
Agree.
Amy is one. She has Rainshine Studio. She does stained glass work. It's
Amy, I didn't know
incredible.
that.
Oh, thank you.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, amazing. How cool. I
So
need
you don't have to go to the city. You can come here.
I need a wiener dog stained glass window.
There you go. She's your girl.
I've been working on
not
design
even
for that.
I'm not even joking. It's going to be a conversation for after the podcast.
Your girl.
Erin, so having lived in California, obviously, what section of California did you live in?
It's called Pismo Beach, so it's like right on the Central Coast. Like
Okay.
we were 3.5 hours from LA, 3.5 hours from San Fran.
Okay, so
San Francisco.
totally different vibes than here.
Yeah,
But-
coastal, but you're close to the mountains.
For sure. So, but here, hidden gem. I
Mhm.
feel like you're gonna have a good one.
Well, I would say something that obviously we talked about the river. It kind of ties our region together. So I would say my hidden gems are like our two kayaking outfitters. Like if you don't have a kayak and you want to get out on the water, Appalachian Kayak LLC and Bix Water Sports are two great options. Appalachian Kayak LLC, you can she will like shuttle you, she will put you in the water. And then, I love paddling to Penn's Tavern Penn's Tavern Restaurant. They have an amazing porch and patio that kind of like looks out over the river, and they do live music. So that is, if you haven't experienced kayaking or getting out on the river, I highly recommend both Bix and Appalachian Kayak LLC. Bix is a little bit different. You go to their like physical location and you can but they can also shuttle you too. So like you could essentially, they could shuttle you to like Milton State Park, and then you could kayak down to like their location in Milton, like kind of near the Lewisburg Bridge.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say those are like, if you want to get on the water and you don't have your own equipment, reach out to them and get something booked.
Of course, they can be found at visitcentralpa.org.
Yep.
Little PSA in there.
Yep.
Last but not least, a hidden gem from Miss Sue.
Well, my hidden gem is Annie's Pantry, and Annie's is located on the second floor of the Point Barn, and the Point Barn is located in Northumberland. And at Annie's, it's a great place to visit because it's everything Amish, and they have great canned foods. Their peaches are awesome. Baked goods, they have pies and apple dumplings for the fall season, chocolates, Amish-made quilts, and a whole lot more. So that's my favorite hidden gem.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love the Point Barn. You never know what you're going to find there. It's located right on Route 11. I know that recently the original owners retired, but Annie's, along with a group of other Amish individuals, which is kind of cool. In central Pennsylvania, we do have a very robust both Mennonite and Amish community here that contributes to, I think, the uniqueness of our area. But they decided to continue it, and I was so happy to see that it wasn't going to go away. Because the upstairs, when you creep around, you just never know what you're going to find. It's so interesting. So we've mentioned a couple of things, but I feel like there was a common theme talking about views from Watsontown with the river, getting out and kayaking. The river and outdoor recreation is a huge part of, I think, what draws people into this area, and probably for reasons that we might not know about, like gravel cycling, for example. I only recently just learned this, and it's because I happen to be a board member for the Visitors Bureau, that we have some of the best gravel cycling roads in the nation, which wrap your brain around that, right? They're not in Colorado. They're not in California. There are, but the best, like rated in the top 10, are here, and people come from all over, which is extraordinary. So do any of you have a favorite outdoor spot or a place that you like to go that includes either the river or a view that you could share with folks to direct them where to go, especially as we get into the autumn season and people are leaf peeping?
I would say, like for me, Buffalo Valley Rail Trail is awesome. If you haven't experienced that, it goes from like downtown Lewisburg, like into Mifflinburg. You can rent bikes at Link Cyclery or Cycle Up Cafe, hop on the rail trail, and you'll get like whatever season it's in, it's going to be beautiful. Like if it's summer, you're going to get all the summer vibes with the wildflowers. Like we're getting ready to transition into fall. It's going to be gorgeous. Like all the trees lining the rail trail are going to be like lit up in autumn beauty. And then also like our 3 state parks. I don't want to take answers away from other people, but I love our 3 state parks. We have Milton State Park. It's a really cool river in the island, or island in the river. And there's some really great like walking paths. You can fish. There's a boat launch. Shikellamy State Park has epic views. There's some really great hiking trails. They also have like on the marina side, the boat launch. And then RB Winter State Park, like out in kind of like the Mifflinburg area. They have like Halfway Lake, so like we love going out there for lake days, like barbecue, like go for a hike, enjoy all the nature beauty. So that's what I would say.
What do you think, Sue?
Actually, my favorite place on the Susquehanna River is the Isle of Q. I love going there. There's nothing more special in an evening. It's so peaceful and serene and calm. And you can cycle, you can rollerblade, you can walk. It's just a great place to visit, or even grab your kayak and take a ride on the Susquehanna River.
It really is serene there. They kind of have a beautiful like river walk with benches and views. It's been a long time since I've gone to the Isle of Q. I need to file that away and do that this fall because it really is a good spot.
It really is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We oftentimes just go down there. We take the bikes, we park, get on the bike and you can ride all the way to one end of the island. I think it's 4 miles one way and 4
Yeah.
miles back. So you get a nice ride. It's along the river. You always see people out there and you wave and say hello. And it's such a nice community as
And
well.
if you're not familiar, that's across the Green Bridge outside of Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, the Isle of Q. Wonderful little community. But then also there are some breweries and things popping up, distilleries in Selinsgrove that then you could kind of make a day of it, which would be great.
That's always fun.
What about Watsontown Warrior Run, Amy? I have a feeling you're going to have a good one.
Actually, in that area, oh no, I would definitely say the Milton State Park is a top favorite, and I did grow up close to there as well. But in Watsontown, they have the towpath, which is it's got some history to it because it was actually where mules would tow the canal boats when the canal existed, and so that path still exists, and a piece of the canal is still there. It's along the river, but it's not. You can't always see the river from there. It's only about a mile and a half, and it goes from just north of the river bridge, and it comes out near the Watsontown branch of Luzerne County Community College.
Cool.
So it's pretty easy walking, and it's really beautiful, and you would kind of never know it's there. So that's one of my favorites. And then just south of the bridge, there's a beautiful green space that goes to the park, so you can kind of get both.
Best of both worlds there.
And it's cool. They have at that park, they have a replica of one of the old canal boats, and it's used now as kind of like a pavilion, and it's so cool. And it's
I
beautiful.
had no idea.
Yeah.
Like literally
Live
had no
music and
idea.
stuff. Yeah.
And I just want to remind folks, we're all sort of like native, lifelong residents. I had no idea that even existed. Okay, add it to the
Gotta
list.
check it
Check
out.
it out.
So if you were planning a day trip, Sharon, you mentioned, friends and relatives coming and visiting from Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Maybe they're coming to see you, family picnic or otherwise, or they just want to get out of Dodge and spend a day. Let's start with you. If somebody was visiting the area for the very first time or only had a window of like 24 hours, right? Where would you send them? What would they do or should they do?
So I think that's an easy question.
Okay.
No matter what someone likes to do, you can find it here. But for me, I'm an outdoor rec person.
Mm-hmm.
I love the outdoors. So we always start with coffee. Find your favorite local coffee shop. I'm a big fan of Cycle Up Cafe in Lewisburg. Really cool cycling vibes. Great people in there. Then I would go to Failure Lake. It's a beautiful outdoor recreation location. They have hiking trails. They have kayaking, boat launch area. Fishing's great. Watching wildlife is awesome. And you can it's the best of everything. And they also have a championship level disc golf course. And it brings people in from all over the world for these tournaments, but it's also accessible for the person who doesn't know how to disc golf. And you just go and, throw the disc and you have a good time. So it's really a fun day.
They're discs, not frisbees.
Yes,
Learn-
yes. Don't
learn
say
that-
frisbee. Learn that the hard way.
the hard way.
Yes. Don't embarrass yourself.
Story for another time. It's disc golf. It is not frisbee golf.
Yep. And then, of course, you have to stop at Jack's Mountain Freeze, get some ice cream, and then finish the day at a local brewery. Love Rusty Rail. Vibes are great there. We always go date nights there, and we have our food and beer, and then we go up to the game room and play pool and shuffleboard, and it's a great date night.
All right. Call my husband. That's what we're doing this weekend. That sounds lovely. It sounds really, really good. Anybody else? A little brief, quick itinerary throughout the Susquehanna River Valley?
I'll just say really quick, I love hosting people. It's like one of my favorite things to do, especially I have so many friends that are out of state. So I love when they come to visit. I love creating itineraries. And like, I'm thinking all things fall right now because we're getting ready to transition into that season. So start the day with brunch. Like you could go to Banny Rooster at Ard's Farm, get brunch, like maybe do the corn maze. And you could like go over to like North Hill Orchard Supply, do their hayride, like out into the orchards, pick some apples, some pears. And you could like go over to like Green's Fruit Farm and they do like a carriage ride through the orchards out there, get some more produce. You could go to Knoble's September weekends or Knoble's Hallow Fun, like get some amusement park fun. Also out in that area is Spyglass Ridge Winery. I love going up there. They have epic views. They do concerts. Sometimes they do like crafting events like at the winery. So, I mean, that would be like a full day of adventure and fun.
Can I just add in about that North Hill Orchard? We go there in the fall, and it is so fun. They have flower fields, they have sunflower fields. The view of the valley is stunning. So you just get on this wagon and you ride around the farm. You can pick apples, peaches in season, whatever you're interested in. It's really fun. And
Greens is similar in Northumberland
Yeah.
County. I had no idea, especially weather permitting, as it gets later in the season, they do the wagon rides
in the snow.
with a sleigh.
Yes,
It's
yes,
so
pulled by a
amazing.
horse,
Yes.
not by a tractor.
No, it's like huge draft horses pulling a sleigh at Christmas time, and they offer them when the snow, if we have enough snow in December leading up to the holiday season. I experienced that for the first time this past Christmas season, and I just was like, I'm getting the goosebumps thinking about it. It was so fun. I was like, it's nostalgic. It's amazing.
It's like a Hallmark movie.
It really was.
If you have seasonal depression, get out and do something fun. Like, take advantage of the different things that are happening throughout the seasons, and don't get like depressed that it's cold out. Just find something fun to do.
If you want to be a little destructive, you could go to Cole Stony Hill, and they have that like pumpkin cannon thing at Targets.
Yep.
It is so satisfying. My nephews love doing that with the apples and the pumpkins. It really is quite powerful. That the thunk and then it explodes everywhere. It's super duper fun. So what's your perfect itinerary?
Well, my perfect itinerary would be a day in Lewisburg. I would start the day off maybe with breakfast at the Silver Moon restaurant. And then I would browse the Silver Moon Antique Mall. And then I'd probably follow it up with a trip to the Lewisburg Farmers Market. And the Lewisburg Farmers Market is just a great place to visit. It's open every Wednesday. And then I would say I would probably run to La Primavera for lunch. And then maybe I would go and visit the Lewisburg Art Park that is nestled off of Market Street. And perhaps then explore the downtown and relax in Huffnagel Park, and then follow it up with dinner at Elizabeth's, which is an American bistro, awesome food. And then maybe relax by taking in a movie at the campus theater.
Check, check, check. Sign me up.
Perfect day.
Done and
All-around
done.
good day.
Last but not least, Amy.
I thought that question was really hard because I can't think of how you could pack all of the amazing things into one day. And of course, person to person, it's going to be different. Each visitor is going to be different. When we lived out west, we got visitors all the time. And so we were in that mode. We haven't had as many visitors since we've been back. But if I were visiting, I would definitely want to see river views, like maybe from Shikellamy State Park, or the Overlook, close and up high. I would want to shop downtown Lewisburg, just walk around. You can spend all day finding great things to buy or things to see. The Samak Art Museum is there. There's a wonderful mural tour. There's lots of murals downtown in Lewisburg that are amazing to see. And then stop for dinner somewhere.
It's so funny. You're right. It's really hard to pack everything in because we didn't even mention, if you're a little bit of like a gearhead, you could hook a trailer up with all of your ATVs, four-wheelers, dirt bikes, whatever, and head just outside of Shamokin and visit one of the largest, right? There's both the Redding and now the Redding Anthracite area, and then the Anthracite Outdoor Recreation Area that allows folks to explore old coal banks that have been reclaimed, revitalized, and now are used in recreation format. Less hiking and more like vroom.
They do have a 3-mile walking trail that's awesome.
They do.
And if you go there in the evening, you will have the best sunset picnic.
It's
from
so
that walking
beautiful.
trail.
I like to take
Yeah.
my dogs out there because they can kind of run off leash safely, which in a lot of our state parks, my dogs have excellent recall anyway, but it's, I try to be very respectful of wherever I am. But even coaching cross country, we take the kids out there to run just for something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Oh, they're having a 5K, a zombie 5K.
Yeah, it's so fun. And then even in downtown Shamokin,
And they have access.
they do. So you can drive your ATV into Shamokin onto certain streets and then visit some of the awesome, Heritage House restaurant. There's Covered Bridge Brew House there, which I mean, the downtown is sort of undergoing a bit of a revitalization in the coal region that is just so like coal heritage, as somebody whose family is from there, you can then bop over to Mount Carmel and learn how to make wine at Catino's and pick up Soupy, which if you're listening from out of the area, you're like, what's Soupy?
It's not soup.
It's not soup. It is a dry cured pork meat product that is shelf stable. But there really is, our region is so full of action adventure flavor, handcrafted, all of the things that we could just go on and on and on.
Can I go on and on for 1 second?
Of course
and
you
just
can.
You just got me thinking about like the Shamokin area, and I love like visiting that area. I obviously live in like another county, but there's the Pioneer coal tunnel.
Yes, down
museum,
in Ashland. Mhm.
and you can actually take like a coal powered steam engine like down to like different coal chutes and like learn about the history. And there's also Lost Mine Brewery out there, which is really cool. Just the way that they have it like designed, it's almost like you're going into like
Yep.
the coal hill. So
Yeah,
it's just
Coltmont
really
Winery.
cool
There's just
area.
really awesome little pockets of both amazing small businesses and also community supported initiatives in our 3 counties. This is the most challenging question I think I'm going to ask you all podcast before we wrap up. And I put it to you, the experts, as the staff of the Visitors Bureau. In one word or phrase, how would you describe the Susquehanna River Valley to someone who probably had never heard of us before, and you were going to launch into, your soapbox spiel, but I need a word or a phrase. Who wants to go first?
I will.
Go, Sue.
Okay. My phrase would be the Susquehanna River Valley is a beautiful retreat to discover a simpler place and time.
Okay, hold on. Wait, this is a fun new toy that we have. Applause.
That's so true. So.
All right, Erin, are you ready?
Yes, I would say it's a vibrant blend of natural beauty, rich history, and small town charm.
Oh, okay. You get the applause too. All right. Sharon, you're up.
So I think it's exciting, entertaining, engaging, and just plain old fun.
Very nice. And last but not least.
I would say come visit and you'll find lots of reasons to come back.
Okay. Well, we're knocking on the door of 30 minutes. I think we did great for our first episode. If you're listening, we appreciate you. And if you want to learn more about all of the awesome resources, small businesses, members, and places throughout the Susquehanna River Valley, you can find all that information and more at visitcentralpa.org. I'm Laura Good, your host of Explore SRV, where we're exploring the Susquehanna River Valley every single month. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me. We did our first podcast.
That was fun.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for exploring the Susquehanna River Valley today. There's always more to discover, so keep learning and start planning your own trip at visitcentralpa.org. Until next time, I'm Laura Good, inviting you to experience why the Susquehanna River Valley is the perfect place to live, work, and play.